starting. I better see that put away.
Put it in the pocket.
There you go. We gotta find which ones of those are the same.
All right.
You want any pencils? You have to give it back to me after this class. I'm gonna solve this. I see a lot of people talking and not a lot of people working.
So I saw him in the hallway.
Let's do.
Like, right before
That one doesn't. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Do you have like a graph? Do you have like a graph? Like, you know, the school questions they used to have? Yeah.
I don't have it right now.
I have to use my Is there only 2 days for what?
There are. I found at least 4 so far.
At least 4.
I found at least 4 that are the same so far. Huh?
Well, those are not really. I know what you're doing.
That one is.
Okay, but you know. We're saying that you have to check what. Okay. Wait, is there gonna be like 4 different pairs or just 4 that?
4 that are the same, I think. That one almost is. Just have to change one thing. That's why I did it.
This is hard.
All these new things are.
What is that?
What?
Thank God it's Friday. No, it's teaching you though. It's not Friday. There's an eye. Oh, it's a Well, she said you could only have 1 of each letter. The plastic. He threw away a plastic book and then dug it out of the water.
Who's Emma?
What's in there? No, that's a boat. Yeah, it's still cold. What's in the water? That's the bill. I have 2. I probably have 2. Yeah, I've got 2. Whoa. plus 2.
Yeah. This.
Oh no.
Levi, how could you test to see if these are the same or not? What could you do? And if you get the same answer, obviously they're the same, right? So you should be putting in a number for n and see if you get the same equate or same answer. Yeah, 1 would work or 0.
Oh, so those two are the same.
There's a lot that are the same.
I found 2. I think they always make those.
They're all gonna be the same. Okay, are we done? All right, here we go. Time's up. You should have plenty of time. Okay? Anyone think they know which 2 are the same? We'll start with 2 of them and then go from there. So Josie, what's 2 of them?
The P equals 2 times n plus 5.
So this one?
And n equals 2 times p plus 5.
You sure? Because this one equals P and that one equals N.
Yeah, but if you put a 0
Okay, that is one of them. Now, which ones are the same as that one with the blue X? Levi, what's one?
4n divided by 2 plus 5.
Ooh, very good. That's a good one. Okay? Because 4 divided by 2 is 2, so that's still just 2n plus 5.
Oh, jeez.
Very good.
Oh, boy.
Okay, another one, Riley.
P equals n plus 2
Very good, because you have 2 n's there, and then 2 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. Elijah. P equals 5n plus 2?
No.
But there you have 5 n's, the other ones you only have 2 n's. So that one's not quite the same.
That one has the middle.
This one?
Yeah.
Very good. Because you multiply 2 times n is 2n, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. Very good. Any other ones? This one? Not quite. Okay? Because actually when you distribute this becomes 2n squared, and that is 6n. So that one's not quite. Those are the only 4 that are the same. Those 4 there. Okay. So those 4 ones are exactly the same. And today you're going to have to do that. You're going to be given 4 equations, and you're going to tell me if they're the same or not, and figure that out. Right? One thing I want to go over real quick is, this one. Yesterday, you had a little checkup, right? That was your homework, right? And what I really want to do is just go over writing the equations for this first part. So you had these 2 people, right? And you had to write the equation for it. So Dominic was making $10 per week, right? And it said to use, well, it didn't say to use what letters. We'll use W for week. So W will say equals week. And we're trying to find their what?
How much they save.
How much money they save, so we can just use M for money. S would be fine too. Again, it doesn't matter as long as you know what it is. Right? So how would you write an equation to show how much Dominic was saving per week? $10 per week. How much is that changing every time? Jacob? By 10. So how would you write that? Are we trying to find money or the weeks? Money, so what's our equation probably going to want to equal? Okay, so M, right? So Dominic's next would be M equals what? 10W, very good. Because that is the rate of change. It's changing $10 for every week you save. Right? Now Norm's is a little bit trickier. His isn't as simple as Dominic's is. Because he started with $25 and then he saves how much a week? 7. So how would you write that equation? So he started with $25 and then he saved 7 per week after that. Yeah, I think there's 14 people that weren't done. So this, we'll put this one in the grade book for sure. Elijah, you want to try it? Very good. M equals 7W plus 25. Okay. And when you did this, you should have noticed something very interesting. Okay, because Norm started off and he had more money. Then all of a sudden they got to a certain week and they switched. Then Dominic had more money. Okay. What week was that again? It's like 6 or 7, I think.
Oh, no, sorry. Week 6.
Week 6 is when they switched. Week 1. Nope, sorry. Okay. So I just want to go over that. And some of you had to do this one yesterday, right? I said if you didn't have this done, you had to have this for today.
Wait, what?
Most of you had this done before you left.
Oh, yeah.
Some of you did not.
Hold up your sheet.
Okay. So, Josie, real quick, can you just tell me the missing numbers? That's the bottom one.
12, 20, 28, 36, 34, 20, 28, 36, 44, 84, 85.
Okay.
Here you have those.
Good. Okay, how come you didn't do it? Homework's not a choice. You have to do it. Kalina, how are you going to write this equation?
You did it. Look at your paper.
Hey, I know.
Just speak up so we can hear you, please. How
Honey,
do you
I
write
read
the
the
equation?
equation. Here's your equation on your paper. Say it loud.
Speak up. P equals 8n plus 4. Kalina, where'd the 8n come from? Where'd that 8 come from?
You do know, because 16. No, look up there. Where did the 8 come from each time?
Why is it 8n? The 8n. In your equation here. Why is this an 8? Why isn't it a 6? Why isn't it a 4? Why is it an 8?
No, you're not confused. You're just saying that. Look at your table. Why did we put 8 there? What are we doing every time? So 8 what? When we're making this tower, why is it 8? How did we get 8? Right, at 12, but how do we know the next number was 20? She did it.
What do we call that 8 again? We put that in our notes too.
Yes, we did.
And I said yesterday, when you write your equation, always start with this, because it makes it much easier to figure out the rest of it. Okay? Abby Perry or Alice Perry, what do you think? Oh, see, you thought I was going to call your sister.
Yeah, except I said Abby.
I did, but I switched it up at the last minute.
You got a second? She did this too. She got it going. Why is it 8N? Let it be figure out. Why is it 8 every time and not 5?
That doesn't work. A lot of people thought it was 12 every time.
What does the 8 represent, sweetheart? By what it goes up. Well, how do we know that's what it goes up by? It's 4 plus 8 is 12. Is that what you said? Okay, so what does the 8
And we call that, if you're adding the same thing every time, that is known as the what, Richard? The rate of change.
Yes, that's out.
Okay?
Put it in your nose.
Remember, I said yesterday, start with the rate of change. Okay? So that is known as the rate of change, how much your table is going up by every time.
And like those note, rate of change means how much your table is going up every single time.
And then you'll remember yesterday I said if you start with that and test it, you can see if you have to add or subtract anything. So if you test it with just the 8n, 2 times 8 is 16, but we need to get to 20, so that's why we need to add 4 more. And again, I'll say this, I said this yesterday in most of my classes, you cannot just test it with one value. Okay? I at least test it with 2 or 3. Okay? Because a lot of people have wrote an equation that worked for the first one, but it did not work for the rest of them. So make sure your equation works for more than one. If it works for all of them, that's what you want. It has to work for all of them, otherwise it's not going to work. Okay? Question. Can anyone write this equation in a different way? Same equation, just write it differently. And yes, it still will be P equals. Think back to the problem of the day when you had all those different equations, but they're all the same thing. Okay? No. And switching around the 4 and the 8n don't count. That's the same thing. Okay? Think back to the problem of the day. We had the same equation written differently. No?
Just do 16.
What do you think, guys? I need an answer. Someone help. Huh? No. Taylor, what do you think?
That fraction or something.
Like what? What would it be?
I don't know. 16. Something over 8 or over 2.
Over 2, because 16 divided by 2 is 8. Plus what?
That's harder.
Very good.
Look at that, guys.
That's what Taya said. 16 over n divided by 2 is still 8n plus 4. That is the same thing. Anyone have another one that's the same thing could be the same? Elijah?
16. Yeah. 24 and
Okay, yes. Let's not do another fraction because you can just keep doing multiples of 8. Okay? So let's try a different one. 4. Say that one more time. You're close. You could do 4n plus 4n plus 4, but you need 2 4n's in there. Okay, so that's another one. What's another one? Come on, guys. These are like, you should be seeing a pattern here almost.
Write these down, because you can write them all under on your
Really?
paper. Mason, write these down on paper. Why you put them away?
So, you want to say it one more time?
Write these.
Okay. Technically that is the same thing as this because you're just multiplying and adding 4. I mean, it looks different, but really it's the same thing. Okay. I want one that looks different than all those. Well, you guys. Question: How many n's do we have to have?
2.
What?
How'd you get 1?
We have one hand. Raise your hand, Ethan.
What, Bella? 8.
Oh.
We have 8 n's. So I don't care what your equation looks like, but it better have 8 n's in it. Ashley, you got one? Oh, very good. Hey, it works. P equals n plus n plus n plus n plus n plus n plus n. Okay, now you're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then what? Okay, can we break that 4 up too? Plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. That's as long as you can get. No.
No, that's just.
Okay. So you could have 5n plus what? Finish it for me. 3n plus 4. Okay, I'm going to start another and I want you to finish it. P equals, and there's lots of ways you could finish it, so someone just raise your hand and tell me. P equals 3n, and then I'll put a plus 2 back here. I want someone to finish what that equation could be. Aiden, what could you have?
3n plus 5n plus 2.
Okay, there you go. What's one more you could have using those same two things that I use? We could honestly come up with an infinite amount. Emily?
3x plus 3n plus 2n plus 2.
Sure. Break those ends up. You didn't have to leave it as 5n. One more. One more. Mason Rouse. P equals 3n plus 2n. Need you to finish it, so it equals the rest of them.
How many more ends do you need, Mason?
Close, 5.
Mason, how many ends do you need?
5.
Okay, you need 5 more, but we've already said 3n plus 5n, so how can you break up that 5 into something different?
Yep, I say 5n.
3n plus what? Shh, boys! You're gonna spend lunch with me if I have to tell you to stop talking again. Mason, break up 5. What combinations can equal 5? Something plus something equals 5. What?
You talk about.
Yes!
So
Yes!
3n plus 2n plus 2n plus 1n plus 2 plus what? 1 plus. Nope, that's not gonna work.
A total of 4 square.
If you notice, all those up there have 4 in it. We were paying
Let's just
attention.
make it easy. 2 plus 1 equals 4. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Okay,
Next time, keep your head up and pay attention.
so today, this is basically what you're gonna have to do. It's not gonna be the same thing. Actually, wait. It very well might be the same, honestly. It is. It's real short today, honestly. There's only like 6 questions. Alright, so I'll show you what you gotta do real quick once this loads. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Here we go. Just as an FYI, what does the word equivalent mean again? We put it in our notes way at the beginning of the year. The word equivalent means what, Elliot? Same, right? Same value as, same thing. It'll get you the same result. Okay? So, here's what someone did. Right? You'll notice there are 4 people, 4 different equations. Okay? And these were actually for the one yesterday that you did, not the one we just did with the towers, but the squares. Okay? So, page 92, thanks, Josie. And first question is, how do you think they got their answers? And you're going to actually have to figure that out. Don't say, I don't know how they got it. You can figure it out. And if some of you might want to look
Are
back,
other things the same? Yes.
some of you might want to look back at that table and look at it, how did they maybe figure it out? Okay? And I'll tell you right now, not all 4 of those are the same.
Oh, well, the first.
Josie, don't say anything. So this is it. 6 questions. First one, how did they get their ideas? I want you to tell me how each person got that equation. And if you're not sure, keep thinking about it. You should be able to figure out how each person got the equation. Then you're going to have to make a table. If n is what?
1, 5, 10, and 20.
Thank you. 1, 5, 10, and 20. So you're gonna plug 1, 5, 10, and 20 into each one of these equations and see if you get the same answers or not. Okay, so your table should look, I'll tell you right now, something like this. Voila. But you have to make it yourself. So it should look something like that. Okay. Other than that, there are some questions underneath that I think all you will be able to answer. Sound good? 4.1 FYI is the one we did yesterday with the towers. So when it says look back at 4.1, that is that worksheet I gave you yesterday, the one we just went over. So I should not say here, oh, I don't know what 4.1 is. Right here. Okay, just went over it. Any questions?
No, we started.
Negative?
Can we start?
I'll give you 20 minutes. 20 minutes, that's about 3 minutes per problem. 3 to 4 minutes.
Come on, buddy. Well, sleep. Come on.
Let's see what you think. How did those equations? Write in your book out. Do you have your worksheet out from yesterday? Remember that might be, I said that might come in help. Look at that. Down to all 5. So your questions always simple.
Is there?
Well, there's 4 equations, 4 people, so you have to have 4 answers.
I was right. No, I was right. Ow. Okay. Ow. Whatever that was.
How did that Latrell get 4 at? Everyone else looks like they have 3 at. How did they get 4 at? Your table. Your table start at. Remember some of you yesterday thought it just went, oh, 4, 8, 12, 16. Some people did. They said you can actually look at the first number of the letter and go by that number every time. Latrell did. Hers right or wrong?
Keep going. Just relax.
They are the same weight.
Mine.
Is that how you spell split?
So we don't break down the chest, and then say, what was the
Mason, you can have to see your book for your structure. Take your hood off. Mason, take your hood off, please.
Next time it's buddy.
You're good, Ray. Do you have to stand up? If you'd like, please stand on right the whole sheet.
She acted up.
How does the trail get? How does the trail get? That's the first question. How might they got their ideas? But how's that tell me how she got her equation? Yeah, how did they come up with their equations? That's what you gotta figure out. This isn't just calculate something, this is trying to figure out what someone else did. That makes sense to me. Because you said break up chain, that is a great definition.
Look at how you do it.
Well, first of all, you might want to look at them and see which one is the same. But the first question is asking, how did each person get their equation? How did this person come up with s plus n plus 1? That's what you have to figure out. How did this person come up with that?
Why is
You didn't start to tell me where you said you knew where the 4 came from, right? It's not a yes or no. That's what I see would be that deep. You have to try about 1, 5, 10, and 20 to see what you get for answers.
Oh, yeah, the table.
So, Levi, you're at the table now.
He's saying, you know, don't just talk to me. Okay, now Levi, there's gonna be a problem if you get kicked out of that spot too. So that means more of the problem. You gotta come in yourself.
That's right.
No, Levi, do not sit like that.
Yeah,
Why do you think we put some separation? Although that's probably not what
number two.
Okay.
So I probably have each person's name, 4 people's names, and then it says you have to do 1, 5, 10, and 20, right? So you should have 1, 5, 10, and 20. And you're gonna plug those numbers into each one of the those equations, and then write the answer to the little square. Does that make sense? So do you know how this person came up with this? You know any of them came up with this? Are any of them the same one that equation that you had?
Okay, all of the sort of.
You have one written exactly the same as mine.
So you can figure out 5 and I'll figure out 10. Oh, you figure out 5 and 10.
Well, each person has a different equation. Yeah. 1, 5, 10, 20. That's what I would do. And this is the letter say it's the first one.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a lot of Oh, yeah, no. Now you tell the number you want. Okay, try 5. Well, So Logan, which one of these equations is the same one that you have on that paper right now? Right now. One of those equations is the exact same one that you have on the paper. So all these ends are what number? 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 take 1 is 4. Now do the same thing with 5. 5 and 5 and 5 and 5. Same as food.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just come up with an equation. You wrote that equation. You know that's the original. Where the 3 come from? Where the 1 came from?
This should take over. Number 1 should have 3-minute things. All you have to do is now
Say be specific, can't just say
She took it out of his last
I know what she did. Don't wait for this. So she started at 4. So how does she feel? That there's only 3 what did she do? What?
talked about this though, this class, where he said where did the 8 come from, but it's no different than where 3 came from. It came from the same thing. Just one is 8, one is 3. Right, so we just try to tell us that. What is that 3 called?
So that's all but sheep.
That's not what we call it. Your equation is 3 that 3 has an 8. What's that rate of change?
What is that?
Hard to remember, but you gotta get it out. We talked about what rate of change is today. Yes.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with lines on the boxes. What is rate of change? How do you come up with the rate of change?
This is.
You said it.
So everybody lunch crowd, all
You remember what rate of change is? How can you figure out what it is right now? What can you do? You have notes on it? So what else did you do that if it's not in here? Because you guys need to know what rate of change is. It's all about, it's just like Look, it's a simple question. You're picking up to find the rate of change, or what it is. And your notes don't work. You don't have to write it down. It's not on the board. Try again. You could, or how would you find it?
Oh, no, it's called.
You do that. Where are you gonna look in the book? Okay, try. Which of the expressions of the number of still pieces in the ladder of x squared are equal? Not all of them. It should have. Oh, it's the other one.
Oh, this is yeah, we already did it. We already did it. I just picked this one.
Okay, so how do you show time?
Richard.
I don't know. Because like
There.
No.
you guys are smiling.
Yes, you have to take all that.
All the
So it
out.
should be 6 here. Because remember you did like 6 first. Right? So we move 1 in there. 1 minus 1 is 0. we're gonna do multiplication next. So 0 times 2 is plus 4. So do the rest first, then multiply. So now let's talk about the tower.
You do not
One we just talked about today.
You do not want to
We're expressing that equivalent to a bunch of the work there.
Oh, I know how to do that. So now we're just like taking 6 questions and writing them. Now you guys
Use them to generate a table graphic.
No, he says now.
This is a table for that equation.
What are you on?
You'll make a table for graphs.
What number are you on?
Equation of the table.
I just, but now we're gonna do B2. Okay, I don't do what? I know, because every single question. These aren't classes, these are.
Yours, this is
We have to do a table for this equation. We're still with the graph tables.
what's rate of change? Well, do you know what variables are? Because if not, then how's that the equation's not going to really help you? Simple? Do I have to give a simple answer? Well, tell you what the tower is now. So that would be B from yesterday.
It's just they'll doodle that.
Make it say they go make it.
It's so like a comedy. It's called a sheet shock.
You should have a table.
We won!
Really,
But you have to wait. A Cholini?
Hey, can you check this Cookie Monster's kitchen? No, check mine. mine's better. Yeah, she probably does. Fine, I'll just draw it up here. Be sorry for nothing.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Can I actually fill in?
No.
Darn it.
Alright. Now, hopefully you were able to realize most of these actually are the same thing.
Yep.
Alright? There's one that's different, or doesn't get you the same answer, not equivalent, I guess I should technically say. Richard, whose is not equivalent? If you want to just give me the first letter, that's fine. L, right? This person here.
Which rail?
Now here's my question. How did this person get a 4n in their equation, do you think? How do you think they got 4n? How do you think they got 4n? What do you think, Maddie?
Because they mixed up. I think they instead of doing plus 4, they did like contrary. They did 4n. They did like 4 times n.
Okay, so where did the 4 come from, though? Yeah, well, it came from the table, but how did they get it from the table? And some of you yesterday, if I didn't stop you, would have got that equation of 4n. Bella, what do you think? How'd they get 4n? Okay. Could be because of that, because there's 4 sides to a square, so they just think you're adding the 4. Okay. That's one. There's one other one. I guess I didn't think of that. That's good though. What's one other one?
Well, like the first number on the table with 1 was 4, so they didn't care to read the other one, so they saw it was like a pattern.
Yeah, some of you yesterday saw, oh, the first one's 4, so the next one must be 8, and then 12, and so on. Okay? So they probably just assumed that it was going up by 4 every time, when really it was going up by 3. Alright? So that one's wrong. Except, though, it is kind of interesting, because it does work. It is the same as all the other ones for one value. For the first one. For this one, they're all the same, actually. But from there, then it changes, right? Then it's different. Okay. You guys don't have to know that. Never mind. Okay. These should have been 16, right? And this should have been 20, 16 again, and so on. I'm not going to fill that all in. Shouldn't need to. Okay. Abby Perry. Right? Question. This 3 here is called what again? Speak up. Rate of change. And who can tell me again? Because some of us forgot. What is the rate of change again? Real simple definition is just what? Rate of change is what? Okay? Jacob? The number that your table is going up by every time. More specifically, the y, right? Because who cares what the x is going up by, it's what the y is going up by every time. Did you just hear what we said? Because we just gave you the definition for rate of change if you're listening. Okay, so the rest of it is pretty simple. I don't think we need any questions on any of those. I don't think I really need to go over it. Tomorrow, you'll see we're going to do 4.3. And actually, I told Mr. Logan that he's going to try it right away at the beginning of the morning. So he's going to teach you guys tomorrow morning. Give him a chance to. Tomorrow is his last day, yes. Sure. I'm sure he'll bring you donuts. Yeah, tomorrow's his last day. Okay. So, if you do have homework, here's what it is. You'll see a picture, and it'll be like a pattern. So, like maybe the first shape has 3 things, the second shape has 6, the third one has 9. You have to find that pattern, fill in the table, write the equation. That's really it. Okay. You may start. You have about 3 minutes to work on that. Blackbird.
Little big.
I think it's
Every time he does the free throw, he makes so strict. Is it hard?
Hey, over tomorrow.
You just sit there until fifth grade after that. What play games that games are for? I'm directing the choir.
Where?
What?
Where?
You guys are the choir. The tallest, the biggest. The big bully. Is this right? You guys are part of our choir.
How come you're the only one singing?
You guys are first. You're gonna get a bad grade.
You.
You're gonna do the bad grade. That's what we do. Wait!
Are you sure? How's this 19?
I don't know.
Only had one.
Guys, Mr. Parks.
Your first.
Yeah. All your parts are, but I point to you, so you should,
Now we know.
okay, well,
You failed your part. You didn't like that. I did it.
Yeah,